Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Retro Select, a series of quick looks at retro games I feel like playing. Today's game is Bonk's Adventure, which was a 1989 release for PC Engine and TurboGrafx 16, also known as PC Genjin, a pun on the platform's name, or PC Kid, depending on who you talk to. It was developed by Red Company and published by Hudson Soft, and the PC in the Japanese title stands for, let me try and pronounce this, Pithecanthropus computerus, which is a pun on Pithecanthropus erectus. PC Kid, PC Genjin, or Bonk, whatever you want to call him, was intended to be NEC's mascot at the time, and he actually had several games to his name, all of which are very good actually. But for one reason or another, he didn't quite catch on, and he also ended up on several different platforms as well, rather than being a mascot exclusively for NEC. So the game was ported to Famicom, where it was renamed FC Kid, FC for Famicom, and Factor 5 ported the game to Amiga, where it was known as BC Kid, with BC implying sort of Stone Age prehistoric times. In 1991, Entertainment Weekly magazine regarded this as the third greatest video game available in 1991, and in 1997, EGM listed this as the 85th best video game of all time in its list of 100 best games of all time, as of 1997. It's still a great game. I tend not to put things in lists and rankings though, but well, let's go give it a go anyway. Let's go play Bonk's Adventure.
Okay, here we are with PC Genjin, or Bonk's Adventure, known in the West, on the PC Engine Mini, which is what we're playing this on today. It's the Japanese version, so it's known as PC Genjin. But if you're looking for the TurboGrafx 16 version, which is in English, you will come across this as Bonk's Adventure. As far as I'm aware, there's no real differences between them, aside from the fact that there are Japanese signs in the Japanese version and English signs in the English version, I suspect. Anyway, but this isn't a dialogue-y game, so it doesn't really matter too much. Right, let's hit the run button and begin. Right, off we go. What does that say? Hankeru Chabaku. I don't know what that means. Anyway, so you can move Bonk around by using the D-pad. You can headbutt with the 2 button, which is how you defeat the majority of things. You can jump with the 1 button, and if you jump and headbutt, you do that sort of spinny attack there as well. And these things are bouncy things you can bounce on. In traditional platform game form, if you hit the jump button as you're bouncing on them, you'll jump higher. And you see that everything we pick up is adding to our score down in the bottom right corner. 550, 10. Oops. Not sure offhand if like you spend your score on anything in this. I've played this a couple of times to date, but I haven't sort of spent a lot of time with it. Alright, so we picked up some meat there, so we become Angry Bonk, basically, who is a bit more powerful and capable of doing that earthquake attack when he lands. But you lose your power up when you take damage, basically, and unless you take an extra hit, among other things. Can't remember what the smiley faces are for. Maybe some sort of bonus. I guess we'll find out, because there's the end of the level. Hooray! What does that say? The Japanese is so rusty, especially when I'm trying to read it under pressure. Dekadan Kazan? I don't know. I guess they're just level names. that move there. You jump into a vertical surface and Bonk can grab onto it with his teeth and basically clamber his way up it, which is nice. Whoops. Giant meat! Alright, so that's invincibility meat. So you can jump higher while you've got that as well. Oh, and if you get another meat while you're still in super angry bonk mode, then you get invincible again. That's nice. Look at it. Uh-oh. Look at these dynamic levels. It's Levolution. Ooh, stop that. Another level down. Hooray. This is a fun platformer. I mean, it's fairly straightforward and simple, but it does actually sort of... There's some sort of additional mechanics start to appear as you progress through it. Oops. Oh dear. These are tricky little bits to get over, aren't they? Give me some fruit. Right, this bit here, I think you need to do something like this. There we go. And then you go in his mouth. Because of course you do. Oops. I have to avoid various dangly fleshy bits. Don't remember if you can drown or not, but I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to find out somewhere in this level. Anything interesting down here? Can we headbutt these? Yes, we can. Doesn't look like you can drown. Oh no, given that there's some sort of lengthy navigation required underwater, I guess it would be a bit unfair to expect you to do that against the time limit. Let me through! Collision detection is quite forgiving on this. It's nice. It's definitely a game where your hitbox is smaller than the visible sprite. And so that means sort of getting through fairly tight passageways like this isn't too much of a chore. And into this. Yeah. Oh, boss. Hello. Smack on the head. Smack on the head for you. Ouch. That's a big old sprite, isn't it? Impressive. Japanese text. Too fast to translate with my pitiful level of skills. Anyway, it's probably saying cheers or whatever. Okay, so the smiley face is alpha bonus is at the end of a world, basically. Onward, brave Bonk. Don't seem to be able to headbutt those cacti, but I guess they would hurt if you ran into them, I suspect. So I'm not going to risk it. Let's just jump over them. Boing! Get out of here. I hate you so much. I feel like this game is a good example of the strange position that the PC Engine occupies in terms of tech. Because most people probably know that, technically speaking, the PC Engine is an 8-bit system. But it's games like this highlight the fact that its sound chip and its graphics were considerably better than other stuff around at the time. Like if you compare what's going on here to something on the NES, you can see that this is obviously superior. So you have none of the sort of tile flicker that the NES has. There's none of the sprite flicker. There's no slowdown. It's a smooth and consistent frame rate at all times. We've got a relatively limited colour palette, but again, not quite as limited as the NES was. Like, for a long time, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were absolutely convinced that the PC Engine was a 16-bit system. Not helped by the fact that they talked about sort of 16-bit graphics hardware in it, and indeed the US version of the console being called the TurboGrafx 16 just to confuse matters. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter though. What is important about a PC Engine is that it has a distinctive style all of its own. Like, a PC Engine game is immediately recognisable. Whether it's Bonk's Adventure or one of the Star Soldier games or all manner of other things. Right, this is quicksand, I guess. Oh, can I stop moving? I can stand on the tree, so that's how I go and get these things. I'm not that bothered though. Onward! Whoops. That's a horrible death animation, it really is. Oh, you can climb up the waterfall, that's awesome. I don't think I've got this far before. So this is all new to me. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that thing. Nice. Onwards. Forever onwards. Certain aspects of the graphics in this kind of remind me slightly of Edm Mcmillan's work, and it's not quite as obviously grotesque as Mcmillan stuff, but just things like the faces on those bubble enemies there, they remind me quite a bit of some of the enemies in like Binding of Isaac and that sort of thing. Like I say, nowhere near as grotesque or anything like that, but I wonder if he took any inspiration from this. Dead again. My one weirdly enduring memory of Edm Mcmillan is back before I was doing any sort of professional games writing or anything like that on a regular basis anyway. On my personal blog I happened to write about one of his games. And this was before he'd got super well known. This was before Binding of Isaac, I think. And I remember writing a thing about this game of his because I thought it was interesting and I thought it was strange and I thought it was exactly the sort of thing I like to see from independent creators, basically. And I remember him leaving a comment on that blog, and I remember for the life of me not being able to tell whether he was mad at me or not. He was just one of those people with just this really odd sort of tone to everything he wrote and said that made it kind of difficult to judge exactly how he was feeling. Anyway, we can continue. Come on, let's continue for a bit. Let's continue for a bit. Where does that take us back to? Is it the start of the world, or is this where we just got to? Give me the Invincibles. And it's the start of the level we were on, wasn't it? So, that's not too bad. In fact, given that we just got onto that level, that's absolutely fine. In fact. Jump! Oh, look at the sad turnips. I like the sort of quiet environmental storytelling that's going on here as well. Like, you can see the stuff in the background, and the stuff in the background is sort of visible on multiple levels, and I would assume that tower that you can see in the background is some sort of our final destination. And there's that big moon looming in the sky. It's just a really effective game. It's a really nicely designed game. It's fun to play. It's not overly complicated. But it's just enjoyable. It's got tight controls, it's got good presentation, it's got catchy music, wonderful sprites and animation, some inventive level design without sort of overcomplicating the core formula, I guess. I see how those trees work now. So you hit them once and they start moving, and then you hit them again and they stop. Stop that. Ouch! It's got really hard all of a sudden. Get up. Stop hitting me. Stop it. There we are. Give me that heart. Give me that heart. Oh, nearly out of this hellhole. There we are. Onward! How does this work then? Not like that. Like that. Don't push a direction. Ow! I landed in a pit of frogs! Oh god, they're bouncing. Oh dear. It's going very poorly. You've got to be careful with that spin attack, because you're not like completely invulnerable while you use it. There's sort of a few frames in there where you are still able to get hit, so you need to be a bit careful. You can headbutt stuff from underneath though, I do like that. I think it's about to all be over. Oh, heart! Give me the heart! Give me the heart! Give me the heart! No, I'm dead! Oh, dead right next to a heart. Anyway, I think that's probably enough of that for now. Yeah, that is PC Genjin, or Bonk's Adventure. Do give that a try for yourself. It's a really fun game. Like I say, if you can get your hands on one of the PC Engine mini consoles, I think you can still get. I believe they're exclusive to Amazon in Europe. I don't know about other territories. You might be able to grab them on eBay, but I would suspect that scalpers have probably got their claws into them on eBay, so don't expect a reasonable price over there. But I'm pretty sure I looked the other day, and you can still grab them from Amazon here in the UK. So yeah, I can highly recommend it. I've got a couple of the mini consoles. I've got the SNES Mini, and the PC Engine Mini is particularly attractive to me just because the PC Engine was so hard to get hold of over here, and such a relatively unknown console. Whereas the SNES Mini is full of stuff that you played 1,000 times before. Whereas everything on the PC Engine Mini is lesser known to the sort of mainstream gaming community, as it were. But there's some absolute gold in there, as you can see from this one, and plenty of other ones that I'm sure will come up in the coming weeks. Alright, let's leave that there for today though. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.